My good people, let's continue with part 5. Welcome back. Before we continue with the next part, I want to put out a disclaimer. It was an unfortunate incident that the Namibian police made a mistake when they joined the two cases that were not related. The alleged rape case that my ex-husband was accused of, and the B1 butcher case. So, which meant they did not focus on the case on hand, and they just were under pressure from the public to arrest someone, and they just name him the suspect, which was a mistake they made. By the time the case, the alleged rape case, was the evidence were not found, the damage was done. He was already labeled the B1 suspect. His name was out, and the family he left behind, the children and me, suffered greatly. In Tamara we have a word that says the mouth is a small thing to explain the gravity of what we went through. It's the explanation of what we say in Tamara. In Tamara we say, the mouth is too small to explain the gravity of what we went through. I went through y'all. My children went through y'all. This man was also assaulted and attacked in prison. He was not having a great time in prison. He was going through y'all also, as much as we have our issues, our marital issues, personal issues. I am just here to put out the truth there. So here please let's focus on the topic of my videos. The topic of my videos is how I survived narcissistic abusive relationship, the one relationship that I was in. And the focus is not on confirming that he might be a B1 butcher because of his personality disorder traits. There are so many people among us having this disorder and traits who are showing signs of this disorder. They mostly come in powerful positions. They are principals, they are politicians, they are the leaders, wannabe leaders. We see everywhere. These are our parents, pastors, these people. This personality disorder is a real thing. It's just that we don't talk about. It's starting from the Bible. There are Bible verses talking about this issue, this exact disorder that I've experienced. And I'm not a professional, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a medical professional that specializes in these disorders. I'm just sharing my experience with what I went through with a person being married to a person with these traits. Let's just make sure that we don't mix the topics, take away from what my purpose is. My purpose is awareness of people, of what we are dealing with, awareness of this personality disorder, this narcissistic personality disorder, which is in short NPD. So these are people we are with. We are living with these people. We just don't know. So with what I went through, the examples I'm giving, someone might be seeing this, that they are going through the same thing. And because most of the times there is no physical abuse involved, you might not think you should seek help. So my videos is just the awareness of what I went through, and to warn others, to help others, to assist others. I am a certified life coach. I'm using my experiences, what I went through, to guide others, to assist others, to seek help, to find help, to find a psychologist, to find a therapist, to assist children who are maybe affected by these situations, to find help. That is my role. And with the awareness that I'm trying to create, I just want to make sure there is a clarity. We were told when the police realized their mistake, we were advised to go for compensation or to sue the government to get compensation. But it was by the time he was out, was not employed. Nobody wanted to be a part of him. Nobody wanted to help him. No company wanted to employ him because of this case. This case caused a lot of damage. It caused a lot of damage. He was not employed. He could not get a job, and my salary was not enough to afford a lawyer. We tried. We had a lawyer. He tried. He was just not progressing, and I ended up giving up supporting my ex-husband to get compensation for what the damage that was done. But we were advised to sue the Nambian government so he can get compensation, because there was no proper investigation done. They were too quick to arrest him and name him as the suspect of B1 butcher while the cases were not connected. So the disclaimer out of the way, let's continue with part 5. My good people, we are in Germany. We are now starting over the same drama and same. He's now back in Germany and he's reporting me to Children's Services, Jugendamt. That is a institution getting involved in children-related matters. If the children are abused, if the children are all the children-related matters. So I'm being reported. He's reporting me for abusing them, not being good to them, all anything you could find. He was reporting me to Foreign Affairs. Anyway, he was telling me that he will make my life hell. I will be thrown out of Germany. I don't belong there, and all those things he was doing. The same cycle of abuse was going on now, continuing. So yeah, the good thing is from all the places that he was now reporting me, where the people, I was now getting connected with the right people. In the beginning, I was just trying to keep it quiet. I was embarrassed. I didn't want anyone to know about what we are going through. I didn't want to bother anyone. I just wanted to give him what he wants. If he was asking for money, I will give him the money. I will just try to keep this stress. I was saying I don't want stress. Let me just give him the money so we can go give him the money. But the stress was there. The stress was there. He was not stopping. The more I was giving, the more I was complying with his game, the more he was stressing us. The more stress he was creating. So yeah, he came and continued the stress, and I was trying to keep it quiet, but we were connected through him. He connected me with the children's services. They started visiting. They had to investigate to see if the allegations were true, if the children were really not taken care of. And yeah, so they were also accused. He was also accusing my partner of abusing the children. So my partner also made a case against him that he is just telling lies. And then I will also say something. These people with this personality disorder, I said it before, they cannot love anyone. They don't care if they want to save their own skin. They don't care if it is a child they will use. They will throw their children in under the bus to save their own skin. They only think about themselves. They are so full of themselves, they don't care. So he accused my partner of abusing the children, and when my partner stood up against him and said, I am reporting you, you have to bring evidence that I'm abusing the children, he used my little boy and say, actually the child told me. The child told me. Maybe he just forgot. He instead of a father, a parent should protect a child. So he was now using this little boy and say, actually the child told me that you are abusing him. And the child was confused. He didn't know what his father was talking about because they loved my partner. They adore him. He was very. We were blessed to have this man because this man was the one trying to put structure now, trying to be supportive with the children, but trying to bring me with the lawyers because the lawyers. I needed lawyers now. I needed lawyers. He was the one translating our letters to from German to English, English to German, being the interpreter when we needed, when the children had to express themselves, he would be there. So it was a blessing to have this person for the time we had this person in our life, even if it was for a certain specific season. We were so grateful to have this my partner in our life for that time. So yeah, he was super jealous of my partner. He was calling him names, writing things about him on Facebook, sending him messages. In fact, he was trying to be friends with him first, telling him how bad a woman I am. And when my partner told him, that's not the person I know, I'm with a wonderful woman. I love her. So when my partner was not playing along, he started accusing him of all these horrible things again. So we started going to the court cases, custody, hearings, everything. I'm trying to compress the video, the information, so the video we can finish this chapter. I want this part to be the last part, to be the final part. So bear with me, my good people. I'm just pressing all information in, and please watch till the end, even if the videos end up being long. Let's finish this thing. Thank you. And talking about that, please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share. There might be someone out there who need to hear this information. So please do the things we need to do. Let's support each other. Support my channel to grow also, so I can continue with this journey of awareness and many other parts of my channel, as we already noticed. So let's continue. We start with the court cases. The children got a lawyer to come talk to them, to spend time with them, so they can be open and talk really. Maybe it's true that I'm abusing these children. So they had a lawyer, they had people spending, counselors or help us, support us, but lawyer. So I don't know, support us maybe to spend time with them, prepare them for court hearing and all those things. While we were busy with this, he was supposed to custody. He was said that he had to see the children during holidays. But in the beginning, I was asking my partner to take the children with, to drive the children to their father, who would take the children, because it was 4-hour drives, and trains in Germany they are not reliable. They get cancelled, they are delayed, so much drama. So I didn't want my baby to spend the whole day on the road. So I would take me and my partner would drive the children to where the father is. But the father being the father, he decided he don't want my partner to bring the children there. Me and my partner should not bring the children there. We should just give him the money to come take the children with the train. So I was paying the tickets and I would give the money for the holiday. That children money, in Germany, children are receiving children money. So I was giving the children money to him so they can be peace, so the stress can stop. And even when the children were there, when he was getting drunk, he will call and say, send me money, send me more money. So I will just give, so I can be left alone. I just didn't want stress. I just wanted peace for myself. But even when the children were there, they would be calling me non-stop. They would be calling me. I have to tell them not to fight. I have to tell them to eat. He would be calling me and say, talk to your children, are naughty. The children don't listen to me. And mind you, when the children are with me, the most time, the whole school year, the children are with me. They only go for the school holidays. I never call called him to say, can you talk to your children? Your children don't listen to me. Your children are doing this. Your children, they don't call. They don't bother him. But the few days they are spending there, the children don't give me rest. They are constantly calling me. The father is not there, or he's sleeping, or he's out drinking. He is just not taking care of the children. The same things he was accusing me of is worse. The children don't have good holidays. Yeah, so he decided, okay, next holiday he will try to, my little boy always wanted a little dog or a pet or dog or a cat. So he decided, yeah, the holidays are not so fun here. He was borrowing a little dog when the boys were coming from his sister. So he decided he will buy the child a little dog. He knows how to manipulate and control. He knew this little boy needs a dog. I could not have a dog. Our place was so small. Our place was just the boys' room and my room, and it was not a space where you can keep a dog or a pet for that matter. So he bought a dog. And unfortunately for him, when he called to tell the children about this dog or whatever, they were with the stepfather, with my partner. And just he decided they are not his children anymore. He don't want any contact with him. After showing my little boy about the dog and sending him videos and pictures, he decided if they are with my partner, they are not his children anymore. His being father was a conditional thing. If you are not answering the phone quick enough, you are not his child. If you do this, you are not his child. It was just to manipulate, hate, and just emotional abuse. And this mental abuse was constant. It was constant because I blocked him. He could not bully me anymore. He could not abuse me anymore. So it was now extreme on the children. He wanted the children, not because he wanted to spend time with them, not because he loved them, but that was the only way he had contact with him. That was the only way he could still control my life, by hating my children. He knew if he hates my children, he's hating me. So that was the only way he had still contact with me. So he continued with this thing, you cannot see me, you can come, you cannot come. I cancel the holiday, you can come. Okay, that constant thing. But in the meantime, my son was struggling to get a job or studies here in the little town we were living. The racism was bad in that town. The opportunities were there, but government offices were not very helpful. And a black young man, he was not getting opportunities. He was depressed. He was struggling. It was just chaos for my older son. But in the town he was living, the opportunities were open. The people are more friendlier there. The offices are helping more. So my son decided, okay, let me go stay with him. And that was the same child who ran away from the house. But children being children, he said, no, it's not that worse. It's not that bad. I'll be out of his place before you know it. It will be fine, Mama, just let me go. And he got help. There he got help. The people are really friendly in that town. Why it happened that way, that the town he was living, people were helpful and friendly, government officers were helpful and friendly. It's just a way of enemy to keep you back, bring you back to the person who wants to destroy you. But anyway, it was happening there. Things were happening for my older son. He was enrolled he was now promised to be enrolled in a program he wanted to study. And the opportunities were just opening there. But before he could get all these programs were finished, the people who were helping him were really struggling, trying to hurry up. I explained to them the situation. They were trying to hurry up because this was a ticking bomb. This was a ticking bomb. I knew he would hate my children to hate me. So one afternoon, before he could move out, he even was now finding his own apartment. Before he could move out, he was attacked badly by this man, and he ended up in the hospital. And then the boys were preparing to go for the holiday to go see him. So when he attacked my son, it was so bad. It was so bad, and my son already has medical issues that he's dealing with. So he was back in the hospital. We were back to square one. So when he attacked my son, he was always hiding things from me. He made a video and was showing his brother how his father attacked him. So I took the phone from my middle son, my second son, and saw what he did. People, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. That video was so graphic. It was so bad. He this time he just went too far. First, it was just verbal abuse, emotional abuse. Now it's physical. So I decided this is the final fight. I'm getting this man out of my life. And the children saw the video. The children were watching. My boys were watching. The little one was watching the video, how their brother was attacked. The other one was watching. It was sent on their phone. And yeah, I could even hear the attack the evening that it was happening. My son was trying to call me, and I was trying to call anyone and everyone. It was just me, the mother, far away, 4 hours far away, hearing my child being under these men's brutal attacks and swearing and emotional, physical, everything going on. And they were both drinking, they were both drunk, that's even the one reason I didn't want him to go back there. This was the person who was supplying him with all these things I wanted to take him away from. But my son was promising me, Mom, I'm just trying to play along until I find the studies, until I find help. It will finish, it will happen. And I was also in contact with the person who was helping him. And that person was also saying, yeah, we are doing this, we are doing that. It's happening, it's happening. But before things could happen, he was also very jealous. My ex-husband was very jealous. So he attacked the child. He was sent to the hospital. I had to get him to the town, to our little town. He came back barely, he made it barely, but he came back and he was admitted to the hospital in my town, near to my house. My work situation was going crazy. I couldn't work properly. I couldn't eat. My life depression was bad. I was not focusing on anything. It's just the same things we were going through in Namibia. Now it's back and it's worse. This time my child is attacked. My child is in the hospital. And now I decided I'm fighting. My partner found it was so difficult to find people, counselors and psychologists who understood what was narcissistic abuse. It was difficult, but my partner found a woman who was specialized in disorders. My people, when I went to that little village, I took 2 buses. It was like I was so drained, I was tired, I haven't slept for days, but I thought this is the time I have to fight for my children. I am fighting for my children. This man has to get out of my life for good. So I went to that little village and I was still joking with my partner. The building, the little house was looking so creepy. It was like under construction, still wires were standing out of the wall, and I took a picture and sent it to my partner and say, if I don't come out, I'm going in there here. Just know I am going into a place that is under construction, or I don't know, these things might fall on me. But I went in, and my people, that woman changed my life. See, it was like she spoke my language. It was like she understood my soul. She sat there and listened. She was speaking English, so I could express myself. Now it was not even German. It's not my mother tongue. I could not express myself well, and it was a struggle to find a English-speaking psychologist. Now I found a woman who was listening. She listened to this case and say, I know what you are going through. This is what we are doing. She took out a book and say, you are fighting now. Put away all the pities, maybe he can change, he will change. This is what you are doing. She put out, we are now doing plan of action. We put out and she said, find this, do this, go there, here, there. I only went there once in that Finding someone who was understanding what I was going through was a game changer. It changed the whole game, the whole thing. I finally found someone who was understanding me, understanding what I was going through, and was not looking at me like I'm crazy. Because I was always told I was crazy. My ex-husband was constantly telling me, "You are crazy. You are seeing things that are not there. You are crazy. You are crazy." So this woman made me believe I was not crazy. I was going through something that was real. And she told me, "This is what you will do, call here," and we started. I wrote emails, the emails were going out. I reported him to the police, who did nothing. They did nothing against the case about him attacking my son. They did nothing in the end. That little village where he was living, or the little town, they were friends. The police did nothing in the end, but I reported, I make a case against him. My son, they visited my son in the hospital to make a case against him. I wrote to anywhere and everywhere, social workers everywhere. And I was connected with a woman victim, crime victim helpers association, something like that. And I met her in a little cafe, and we had a talk. She supported me. We found lawyers. The lawyers were already involved from the beginning. My divorce cases, everything. I even got divorces, and all these things happened through the people he connected me with. The Kinderamt, not the Kinderamt, Jugendamt. Those places helped me, assist me with divorces, everything. Sometimes when the enemies trying to destroy you, God is using those stones to build you a bridge to cross over. So every stone he was throwing at me was a stone he was throwing in my progress. It was building the bridge for me to cross over to a better place. So he was connecting me with these people I never knew. I lived there for 3 years, and I never knew these people. I never knew where we were court hearings, what, police. I never knew these people. So he connected me with the right people who were now helping me. And now he was turning against these people. Yeah, you found people who are attacking me, who are against me. I said, no, it was your people. You found them. You brought them in my life. I never knew them. Now he was even hating these people, his own people. He was now saying these people are working with me against him, while he was the one who brought these people in our lives. I was quiet. I was taking this abuse for years, suffering in silence. Now he was the one bringing these people, and these people were doing what is right for the children. What is right for the children, not taking this side or that side. What was right for the children, and children were telling. My little boys now started telling, he beat up our brother, we are not going there anymore. So now the holidays he was getting, also he was gone. The children were afraid to go to him, because they were afraid he will do the same thing to him that he did to the older brother. So they went to court. Here I decided, my people, I will do something that never happened. Everybody I was consulting about soul custody was telling me, no, they will have a supervisor to go with the children. They don't actually do that strictly, soul custody and things. And I said, I will try, because as long as this man has custody, shared custody, or any type of contact with us, we will never rest. We will never have peace. He will be bullying these children. He will be abusing them mentally, emotionally, just to hate me. I knew if I don't get this man out of my life, I will never have peace. So I said, the only way we go is to protect my children. We need soul custody. I cannot sit and watch my children being abused. I ran away from this thing. Now I'm letting them go there. where I was afraid to be. I let them go there where I was abused. How can I trust the person who was abusing me? I thought it will be between the two of us. Now it was not between the two of us. Now it was on the children. He was abusing his own children. He was verbally, he was telling them, you are not my child one day, the next day you are my child. He was using pets and animals to manipulate and control and abuse the children. One day they can have the little dog, next day you will never see this little dog. All those things, putting my baby was again just like the kindergarten. Now he was in grade 1. He was skipping school. He didn't want to go to school. He was crying. It was a mess. So I decided I'm going for sole custody. I will fight. If I fail, I will know in my heart I tried. If I'm successful, I am praising God for taking out, finally releasing us from this evil man. He was evil. He is evil. So I started the fight. I put all the notes together. I let the children go to these counselings, these yalpas. I let them spend time. I have nothing to hide. I had nothing to hide. All I was doing was protecting my children, and they knew it. All I was doing was working hard for my children, feeding them, clothing them, making sure they were in schools, making sure they were going for doctors' checkups, making sure I protect them, keeping them warm and safe, and that's all I was doing. And there was nothing else I would hide. They could visit my house. So we started the court hearing. He was so mean, rude, trying to stare me down. But my people, this was the final fight. I was ready. I was ready for this final fight. I was ready. I stood my ground. I sat there. My lawyer came so late. I was stressing. Now I will lose my case. My child is just opposite of the road in the hospital due to the attack that was inflicted by my ex-husband. And my child is on the other side of the road. I'm sitting on the other side of the road, being in the court case, fighting for the other two to be released from this evil man. People, I was drained. I was tired. I haven't ate for days. I was not concentrating. All I was focusing is I'm fighting for my children. We want to be released from this man. I want peace. I want peace. And as long as he's in my life, we will never have this peace. So we went in, the children, our case first went in. I put my facts. It was there. There were recordings of voice recordings. There were emails. There were, everything was there. There was nothing I could say. Evidence were there in his own voice. I was just presenting the evidence that were there. So I was told the children need to come in also so we can continue. The children went and they just told what was happening. They told that they are afraid to go there after they saw what happened to their big brother. They don't want to see him. They don't want contact him. Praise the Lord, my people. Praise the Lord. We got sole custody. My children were finally mine. My children, finally, I managed to protect my children. Finally, I was granted sole custody. That moment was so amazing. My boys were dancing around with me. Mama, we did it. We did it. We have him out of our lives. We don't want him anymore. We don't want to see him. We don't want you to cry every time they were going to his place. I was living in fear because I knew he would hate them to hate me. I knew he was not kind to them. I knew he was not seeing them and having them because he loved them. He was just trying to control me. But after this, I was so depressed. I went into deep depression. After I won the case, I was so depleted. My people, I was so grateful. I couldn't believe I did it. I could not believe that but it was not me, it was the grace of God. It was the prayers, my support, my biggest support were my boys and my partner. But even my partner and me ended up taking a break because there was just so much happening. I was so depressed at that stage. I was not in my good states to be someone. We just decided to take a break. He went through so much with us, maybe regretting meeting these people. It was just so much, but for the season he was there for us. I truly appreciate. He's my supporter even now. He's watching my videos. I am honestly so grateful. That is the person. 5 years later, after dating, he would still be staring at me and saying, "You are so beautiful. I'm blessed to have you. I'm blessed to have these boys in my life." His mom was so supportive. His mom took in my babies like her own grandbabies. Until today, they have that strong connection. It's her grandbabies, it's her babies. And yeah, these people were my biggest support. They were there. He did not change after 6 months of dating. He never changed. He still was treating me like the most beautiful thing he ever saw. He is still kind. He is still telling me how much he loved me, how much he adore me, how much he look up to me, that I'm such a strong person. He never met such a strong person. He's calling me the lioness. You are fighting for your children. You are a lioness. And I'm so grateful that God sent that man in our lives. And now I'm telling the boys, when they are aggressive, we are going through so much. The healing will take time. There are still moments that they are so aggressive, behaving like the only way they know. So I will be telling them, "Do you guys think Uncle M would do that?" Remember, Uncle M put for you a beautiful example. All men are not aggressive. All men are not all evil. Please, if God bring a man in your life to show you a good example, hold on to it. I'm telling my boys, hold on to what Uncle M showed you. He's kind. Would Uncle M treat a woman like that? He's kind, he's loving, he's constantly being there, supportive, talking only good about me. He was so proud to have me on. He never said a bad word, never showed the boys that or told the boys I'm just a rubbish, I'm nothing, I'm stupid, I'm crazy. Never, 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 never. Not 6 months and then the true colors came out like my ex-husband was. 6 months and the true colors came out. He was very, very rude and verbally, emotionally abusive, telling the boys all bad things about me. And these men set a different example for my children. Single mothers, we can also find sometimes colleagues, kind men. We can find pastors, church people to put a good example for our boys, especially boys, that all men are not evil. Sometimes we are coming out of very bad relationships and the children only know that bad side of being. The man is supposed to beat a woman, the man is supposed to abuse. If you can find someone to put a good example for your children, please use those opportunities, but be careful that you don't put your children in another abuse. Be careful who you bring into your children's life. I'm super careful to who I'm introducing to my children. My partner, actually, I took so long to introduce him to my boys. I was so careful. And to be honest, it's not someone I would have thought would be my partner. I would never thought that I would date a guy, musician, long hair and looking rock star. I never thought, but that person changed the way my boys saw the role of a man. A man can be kind, man can be fun to be with, he can play games with them, he played games with them, he was just loving and respecting them. the most of all, he was so respectful. He would be the one rushing with my boy to the hospital, staying with him, because I had a full-time job, and it was so difficult for me being a single mom. So as much as he could come over, he would come over and try to be with the children, try to take them for swimming, spending time talking to them. And to this day, although we are on break, we never know if we'll get back together. Wherever the life is taking us, I had a great time. I experienced how it feels to be loved, not to be judged, how it feels to be treated kind, how his mother took me in, and how people can just love you without expecting anything from you. I experienced that, and I'm so grateful. And yeah, let me not ramble around about this phase, but it was an amazing, wonderful phase, and I'm grateful. So single mothers, if you have that opportunity, grab it and use it fully, and expose your children to good men. Surround your children to good men, not only men who are sitting in front of them and drinking alcohol and smoking in front of them. That's the only example they will have. Let's try to avoid that. And with that, finally we are free, trying to rebuild our lives, trying to heal. We need, the road to healing is a long road. Adding to this B1 Butcher story, the scars are deep, and so much damage was brought upon my children and me, but we are picking up pieces, we are moving forward, and I will continue with putting out content about what is narcissistic abuse. So many things I left out. I will put out examples in hope that I will put out awareness. I will bring awareness. I will show people this is how it looks like. So many people I worked with, principals, pastors, our leaders. It's a common thing. It's not a new thing. We just are not aware, and people don't talk. Women who are married to such men being put down, being called names all the time. They are being called names. How can you call ugly names to someone you love? How can you tell us these ugly things and you say you love that person? So these things are there. We just don't talk. Men are also going through these things. Let's never forget that abuse goes all both ways. It's just that more is coming from men, and we think it's only men abusing women, but there are women who are so aggressive, mentally and verbally abusing their partners. So these things exist. I will try my best. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a therapist. I'm just sharing my experience living with someone with these traits. In fact, when I typed in Google, a pathological liar, constantly blaming others. Yeah, that's also one thing. Always blaming others. My ex-husband never took responsibility for anything. Never pick up the phone and say to my son, "I'm sorry, I beat you up. I attacked you like that. I was drunk." He never picked up the phone to say to my little boy, "I'm sorry, you are my little boy, you are my son. I was just drunk." Sometimes when we are drunk, we say things we don't mean, "But you are my little boy." He never did. They never admit their own mistakes. They are always perfect. They are always the right. That's why they like the positions of power, to control and manipulate and put people down. That's why mostly narcissistic people like the big positions, so they can control and manipulate and abuse and bully people. So these men never took responsibility for anything. Till today, I am the one who broke the family. It's my fault. It's the government. It's the son. It's God. It's his children. It's anyone else but him. So be aware of these things, know how to protect yourself, and by any means, and post protect your children because they have no one else but you to protect them. Protect your children. Go out that extra mile. Take that taxi. Take that trip. I was so tired, but I took that 2 buses to that little village. I went into that crappy looking house knowing that I might never come out, but I was doing it for my children. Protect your children. They have no one else. My boys have no one else but me to protect them. So with that said, let's finish this chapter of how I survived. I'm a survivor. I'm a hero. I did it, my people. I did it. I have my children. They are safe. By God's grace, we are safe and we are moving forward. We pick up pieces. It's not easy. We are not perfect. We fight. We still have issues. My children are still going through so much. I'm not talking these things. I never started this YouTube channel because I'm perfect. So please don't look at me in the street and say, there is the madam, she's the madam, but look at a child is there or drinking here or that. That's exactly why I started my channel, to help those people whose children are going through issues. I am going through issues. My children are going through issues. We are a damaged family. We are a damaged family. We are trying to rebuild our life. We are trying to heal. I was depleted financially, emotionally because of all these court cases. I gave out so much money. I lost so much money. But I would do it all over again if I have to. My money is not my main focus. Keeping my children safe was my main focus. So being broke, starting over in my late 40s, I don't mind as long as I see my children happy. As long as I walk in the evening and I look at my babies and see they are warm, they are happy. We eat that porridge with nothing. But we are laughing, we are joking. When we are crying and fighting, we cry and fight and talk to each other, and we go back and say, I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry. Let's not do this. Let's not go back to where we hated the life like that. We are struggling. We are still, it's a long road. It's a long road. I'm keeping my boys in prayers, especially the older one. He went through so much. My boys are so tough. My little boy, my children are the toughest children I've seen. They are so tough. No matter what we are going through, they will like, Mama, it will be okay. It will be okay. Mama, we love you. It's because of them I'm getting up every morning. So we are not perfect. We are a broken family, but by God's grace, we pick up those pieces and we go every day because that's what we need to do. We need to pick up our pieces, and we need to pick ourselves up, put on that little lipstick and little blazer, even wherever it's coming from, to make yourself beautiful. No matter what we are going through, we pick ourselves up and we go, we face the wall, we show up, we do what we have to do. And with that, let me say thank you so much, everyone, for the support. Please share the video. Please subscribe. Please like. This is a new journey I'm starting. I don't even know which way to, but every day is new creativity is coming. I'm learning from others. And please comment. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts about everything I told you, I shared with you. Please comment. I like to hear. We are new in YouTube. This new YouTube thing is new to us. We want to hear. We want to feel like we are talking to someone. So let's communicate. Let's talk. And I'm so grateful for people who started with me from the first video. I see you. I notice you. I appreciate you. And people who will be joining, I am already welcoming you and thanking you. People who are there, thank you so much. And that is all for us. We'll always come up with content, narcissistic abuse awareness content will be coming. piece by piece by piece, but this chapter of how I survived is closing now. The other pieces will be just sharing here and there what else was happening, or how you can identify this type of abuse, how you can identify you are dealing with a person with this personality disorder. So thank you. Have a blessed day. Bye bye.